I currently work in the transportation field, and my role is to increase access to our reduced fare programs for people with disabilities, seniors, students, and young people with low income. And what that means in practice is lots of program management, engaging and communicating with stakeholders, both internal and external, and raising program awareness generally. While my work isn't inherently in the technology field, it still involves utilizing technology to fulfill the mission of my work, which is to make our reduced fare programs accessible and available to eligible riders. So, one thing we're trying to do is make our reduced fare programs accessible to more people and reach people where they are and help them achieve what they'd like to achieve. And I'm coming to think of technology as something that provides people with the tools that they can access at home at their own time, whenever it's convenient. I think technology empowers people with self-service options like checking the status of their application or connecting with a customer service rep online. It also simplifies processes and eliminates barriers for many people, like the requirement of any in-person verification or the exchange of physical documentation. It also allows governments to better communicate with constituents via social media, email, and text alerts, which is something we do at the MBTA. I've actually always seen myself in the public sector. For a while, I was in the nonprofit sector and enjoyed my time there, but felt like what I really wanted to do was impact the lives of people more directly. And one way to do that is to be in the public sector, because I do feel like that's the best way to have a direct and positive impact on people's lives. I want there to be trust in government services and show that there are real people who are mission driven and focused on reliable and effective services. And I think that's especially true as someone who is younger and new to the government sector. I'm not the typical face that people imagine as someone who is in the public sector. So dispelling some of those myths and finding ways to impact change within the system versus kind of outside of it. Right now, part of my work is providing our reduced fare riders with options of how they can apply or learn about our programs. And prior to March of this year, the sole way that our senior applicants who are 65 years or older could apply for reduced fares was in person at our customer support center, which could be a barrier for a whole, host of reasons. We've implemented a pilot technology in March to allow seniors to apply for reduced fares online for the first time ever. And that may not seem innovative, but it did take a pandemic to kind of help this project come to fruition and help us realize that there are resources out there and this is something we could do. And it kind of took a while to get off the ground, but that's not the point. The point is we now have this form that is live and it's clear that it's already helping so many people apply remotely and has kind of overcome that previous barrier where there was only that one option to go downtown. Now they have another option that appears to be working for more folks. I think I had a good idea of what it would mean to be in the government, but I think I wish I had known how difficult it is to do away with grandfathered in or longstanding policies that no longer make sense or made sense once but are just no longer relevant, and what it takes to kind of do away with those or change those policies, because I think that there often are these policies that go unquestioned and it takes so much to change them. Um, Harder than I thought it would be, but it's also been such a good learning experience because now I know what it takes and the importance of building trust and relationships with your colleagues can go a long way. My colleagues are so inspiring. I was surprised when I started working in government how diverse the workforce actually is. I think I had this idea that I was going to be the youngest person, that all my colleagues were going to be white men. And yes, that is the case, but it's also true that there are so many folks with different backgrounds, race, ethnicity, age, disability statuses, and those sort of things. And it's so refreshing. And my colleagues are some of the smartest people I know, and people are there because they want to be and they believe in the work that they are doing, and they all are working toward how can we better serve our riders, because those are the people that matter most, and who and why we're in this work. So um, I was pleasantly surprised by that, and I think that's what keeps me going. Absolutely. Um, Working in government isn't about being in complete alignment with the current administration. In fact, some disagreement is a good thing because policies should be challenged, especially if they aren't, or if you believe they aren't in the best interest of constituents. Um, and if you think about it, I mean, there's no way that everyone is on board with an administration, and you're going to, if anything, you're going to represent people with other viewpoints, and that's the point, is to bring in voices of everyone, not just whoever aligns with the administration. So being in government, I don't think it's about serving the administration, it's about serving the people, and you go along with what the administration has to say while also trying to account for the voices of all constituents. Government services and communication should be easy to find and easy to digest. And technologists provide tools that constituents desire in a fast paced and ever evolving society. And technologists are also the one key to hold government accountable and help keep us transparent. They could be considered the bridge between maybe a bureaucratic government, or a bureaucratic system, and dreams of being more accessible and meeting our constituents where they are. So, I mean, I think technologists really, are that bridge, um, and provide government with the potential to kind of think beyond maybe some constraints that they may believe are there. Change in the public sector can be hard and tedious, but it does require people who are invested and are mission driven to affect change. And I would encourage any person thinking about working in the public sector, because they know they want to have an impact on people's lives, to do it. It's going to be worth your time. And I think what you'll find is that your work is indeed having an impact on people and is far reaching, more than you could have imagined. When I talk about my job, I feel like I am actively promoting young people in government. And that's kind of what it is. I truly feel like, as a young person, it feels particularly special to be in government because you're providing your colleagues who may have been at your agency for years with fresh eyes and a fresh perspective. And causing them to think twice about long-standing policies that have been there for years and have gone unchallenged. So yeah, I say I say go for it. It's a great opportunity. I think right now, just based on a project I'm working on at my agency, it's our product manager for the project. She's incredibly organized, communicative, and dedicated to creating the best product possible by accounting for every voice in the room, including bringing more voices into the room who would otherwise be shut out. And I just really value that approach to projects. It's a way to hold ourselves accountable and also think about issues of equity. And I think the issues of equity is super important, particularly to my work and the populations we work with, who are usually older and folks with disabilities. So yeah, I think she does a great job keeping everybody involved and bringing voices into the room.